So dear students, in the last class, so we will discuss the introduction to the C++. Okay, so in introduction to the C++, so first we already discussed the characteristics of C++ and second one is character set. So there are three types of character set. First one is alphabet, second one is digits and third one is special symbols. So in the programming language, so you can use any alphabets from capital A to capital Z and small a to small z. In the same way, 0 to 9 digits and some special symbols I already told. So hash is there, parenthesis, curly braces, semicolon, colon. Okay, so there are so many symbols are there to include in the program. Okay, so next topic is C++ tokens. It is very important. C++ tokens. C++ tokens. So here token is nothing but the small, or it is the smallest unit in the programming language. Here tokens or C++ tokens means smallest unit in the programming language. In the programming language. So it is a one small part used in the program. Okay. So there are some C++ tokens are there. So first one is keywords. There are 5 C++ tokens are there. So first one is keywords, not keyboard, it is keywords. Second one is identifiers. Third one is constants. Fourth one variables, constants and variables. Third one variables. Fourth one operators. Fifth one separators. Okay, so there are 5 types of C++ tokens are there. So first one is identifiers, second one is first one is keywords, second one is identifiers, third one is constants and variables, and fourth one is operators, last one is separators, or this separator is also called as punctuators. Punctuators. Okay, so first one is keywords. Okay, so keywords are nothing but the reserved words. In the algorithm, if you want to give the input to the system, you have to write the statement like this: input A comma B. Input A comma B. If you want to perform the sum of two numbers, or if you want to perform the sum of three numbers or largest of two numbers, so whatever it may be the problem. Okay, we have to give the input with the help of this word input of A comma B. It means that you can give any integer value or you can give any decimal values. But in the programming language, if you want to give the input as an integer, you can clearly specify the which type of data you have to enter. For example, if I want to perform the sum of two number means, so you have to give the input as integer. If you want to give the input to the system for the decimal value, you have to give only the decimal type of values. Okay, for that purpose, we have to use the keywords. So not only for giving the input to the system, so keywords are the sequences of characters, or it is a reserved words. Keywords are also called as reserved words. So it is a sequences, or it is a collection of characters that have fixed meaning, or which gives special meaning to the compiler. So we already know that what is compiler. So here compiler is a translator. In the software concept, we already studied the translators. Here compiler is a one type of translator which translates. This compiler will translate user written program, means whatever you have to write this statement, so that can be converted into the machine level language. So here machine level language indicates the zeros and ones because the computer knows only the one language, that is zeros and ones. Okay, so here keywords are reserved words, means already the words are defined, someone has to define, we are the users to use the words. Okay, so keywords are the sequences of characters which gives a special meaning to the compiler. Means keywords are written not for the users, it is written for the compiler. The example for keywords are int, float, if, else, etc. Even while, do while, for. Okay. See here. If I want to give the input to the system for integer value, so I can use int. See here, instead of writing input a comma b, so I can write int of a comma b. See here, int indicates integer type of values. Integer type of values. Either it may be the positive value or either it may be the negative value. Whatever it may be the value, but here int indicates integer. So this a and b will accept only the integer value. By mistake, if I enter 5.5 means here it will consider only integer part. So why it will consider only integer part? Because we have to mention only int. Int means integer. In the same way, float. Here float indicates the decimal type of values. If it is used to test the condition, so you already know that in algorithm. In the same way else, in the same way while, in the same way do while, in the same way for loop. There are so many keywords are there, inbuilt keywords. I am not defining this int, and compulsory it must be written in small letters. Don't write capital I's and small letters. It is not, this is user defined, but this one is not a user defined. It is a inbuilt, already someone has defined. Int indicates integer, float indicates the decimal type of values. If indicates to test the condition, else means if the condition become false, it will come to the else block. While is again used to execute the statements repeatedly in the same way do while, in the same way for loop. Okay, so keywords are the sequences of characters which gives special meaning to the compiler. Or keywords are also called as reserved words. Reserved words. Second one is identifiers. Identifiers. So here identifiers are nothing but the name given to the programming element such as variables. Either it may be the variable, or either it may be the function, or either it may be the array, whatever it may be. But presently we know only the variables and functions. Or function we have to function and arrays we have to discuss in the upcoming classes. But we know the variable. For example, input a comma b. Here a and b acts as a variable. But instead of writing input in the programming language, I can write int of a comma b. Because in the algorithm, so it is not a definite. In generally, we have to define an algorithm. But in programming language, so clearly we have to identify. Clearly we have to define each and everything. Here int of a comma b means a and b can take only the integer type of values. Here identifier means the name given to the programming elements. In generally, a and b are called as a variables. Here, a and b are variables. But in generally, a and b are called as a variables. The name of the variables are a and b. So that's why a and b are also called as identifiers. Even variables are identifiers, both are same. In generally we call it as a variables, but at the time of defining the program, so whatever we have to mention the character or whatever we have to mention the names, that is nothing but the identifiers. The definition of identifiers is the name given to the programming element. The name given to the programming element. Okay. Next one is constant and variables. Okay. For example, pi, its value is 22/7, that is 3.14. If I want to solve any type of problem, the pi value is fixed. You cannot change the value of pi. Constant means fixed. Okay, so here constant means the value which does not change during the execution of the program. For example, if I mention a is equal to 10 as a constant in the program, if I write one program and I can make the 10 as a constant, throughout the program the value is same only. Suppose if I want to change the value of a is equal to 11, initially at the beginning I can write a is equal to 10. So after that, after writing some statements, some lines, again I have to write a is equal to 11. If the program is executed successfully, this is not a constant. Constant means it cannot be changed. The value which does not change during the execution of the program. It is fixed throughout the program, the value remains same. Suppose if I define the a as a constant, suppose if the value is changed, means automatically it will generate an error message to the user, because the constants cannot be changed. That is nothing but the constants. Variables, exactly opposite to the constant. The value which change during the execution of the program. Initially I can write a is equal to 10. So after that I can store a is equal to 11 or a is equal to 20. Okay. So the next is important, that is operators. Operators. So it is the important part, operators. Operators. So here operators are the symbols. Operators are the symbols which perform some calculations or which perform some task. For example, if I consider a plus b, here plus is operator, it is operator. Operator, minus again it is operator, multiplication again it is operator, division again it is operator. Okay, operators are the symbols. Here plus is a one symbol. So what it will do? It will do the addition. Okay, so here operators means operators are the symbols which perform some task or which perform some calculations. Okay, so in a plus b, here plus is the operator, a and b are called as operands. So in the programming language, so we call it as a plus is the operator, a and b are called as a operand or operands, both are same. Okay. So in operators there are three types. Okay, important it is. In operators there are three types. First one is unary operator. Second one is binary operator. Third one is ternary operator. Okay. So based on the operands, based on the characters, the entire operators are classified into three types. First one is unary operator, second one is binary operator, and third one is a ternary operator. Okay, so here unary operator means only one, binary means minimum two, ternary means three. Here unary operator means which operates only on the single operand, means it will work only on the single character, that is unary operator. So in unary again two types: increment operator, second one is decrement operator. Increment operator and decrement operator. Here increment operators are nothing but the which increases the value of the operand by 1. For example, a is equal to 1. The symbol of unary operator, it means in unary there are two types, increment and decrement. The symbol of increment operator is 2 times plus plus, decrement 2 times minus minus. Simultaneously you have to write the 2 plus symbol and 2 minus symbol. Okay, so here initially I can write a is equal to 10. Increment operator, if I write a plus plus, a value is 10. If I write a plus plus means a become 11 because the definition of the increment operator is which increases the value of the operand by 1. Initially 10 ಐತಿ, so ಒಂದು increment increase ಮಾಡ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು 11. Decrement operator, a minus minus, exact opposite, which decreases the value of the operand by 1. ಅಂದ್ರೆ a is equal to 10 ಐತಿ, a minus minus ಬಂದ್ರೆ so a value ಎಷ್ಟಾದ್ರಿ 9. Clear? So increment operator and decrement operator. Okay. So in binary again there are 4 types. In ternary there will be only one operator, that is conditional operator. So we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.